Welcome to episode 9 of Isle of Scáth. Can you imagine how jarring my videos would be if I spoke like a typical YouTuber? Here's what I spare you from each week.
What's up guys, it's your boy Moomin back with another Planet Coaster video. Before we do anything of value, make sure you smash that like button, destroy the subscribe button, and obliterate the bell notification.
So now you can all rest assured that you'll never have to deal with such shouty nonsense. Last week I said we would be adding the final layer to the castle. Well, I don't want to say I lied, but we don't end up doing the thing I said we would do. But please don't fret. The things that we do are still overwhelmingly exciting. It's more than likely that this island would have had some sort of population, however small, before the rich folk came along and kicked them out. I made a start on a port area where said inhabitants might have once lived, now used for staff and deliveries. I used the same materials from our entrance on the other side of the park. By duplicating a section and removing it from the existing building, I could rotate it off of the previous grid. If you're ever worried that your building looks too plain, here's a handy tip. Add trims. Most of my detail work consists of various trims. Add them to the top, bottom, sides, in between. Honestly, trims are almost always the answer. By placing these posts by hand on slightly varying angles, it avoids the dock looking too uniform. Our coaster spends about half its duration traversing this port, so it's important to add some scenery interaction. I decided to create a partially destroyed building for the coaster to fly through. To give some texture to the plain walls, I added the haunted house stone wall base. Using a standard pitch roof as a template, I covered it in planks to create a custom roof I can rip apart afterwards. I then created gaps in the planks to give the impression that the coaster is smashing through the roof. I then copied the whole thing and did the same for the other side. I added some further roof details before shoving some rubble inside. did I mention trims already? Because that's exactly what we're doing now. Even though no one's using this cabin now, someone once did, so it needs some access. I used balcony pieces, columns, rails, pillars and planks. To turn our single building into a little settlement, I copied the build and then made it slightly less broken. I copied once more, and you guessed it, repaired it even more. I also clad the whole thing in a nice Norwegian red. Next I went to town with the scenery and clutter, adding all sorts of nautical theming. For the second coaster interaction, I wanted another big old Gothic church. Despite having no interest in religion, I certainly can't fault their architecture. I created some pews out of planks and brackets, and an altar out of more planks and art shapes. I raised the walls, allowing plenty of room for the coaster to pass through, and then popped a roof on top. Are you bored of me talking about trims yet? Because that's what's happening again. I added some rafters using beams and pillars before uplighting the roof with box lights. What's a church without a bell tower? I used the castle parapets for the top and blended them with the rough brick using colour and decorative courses. I popped some windows on the side and gave our tower a roof. Moving back over to the dock, I created some basic storage sheds, very similar to the train shed from Worthington Farms. Oh, what a wonderful segue into the card that's popping up in the top right now for that very series. But maybe open it in a new tab, else you'll miss the rest of this episode and who knows what excitement could occur. I made a duplicate before going nuts with the clutter once again. It was brought to my attention by a boating enthusiast that my rowboats were stacked the wrong way round and would collect water, so I flipped them around before copying the whole lot. Whilst we're in a duplicating frenzy, we may as well copy our lovely little boathouse from episode 1. I spent a long while trying to figure out how to blend the church with its surroundings, and ended up going quite literal. I then altered the ground cover to closer match the time period of the build. Off camera, I built this lovely barge, which is available on the workshop. To finish this area off, I added a retaining wall in the form of our usual ruins, along with a large shutter for access into the main park. Said access is through a lovely little tunnel that I created using the path tool and definitely was completely easy and I had no trouble at all. I lined the tunnel with plaster walls and then added some rocks and foliage. For our next flat ride, I went with the extremely underused and oddly named Pathos 3. I lined the queue and exit paths with metal tread plate before adding more of our good old ruin pieces. Can you believe an item as essential as the chain link fence is part of a DLC? Outrageous. To create a seamless blend between the tread plate and the main path, I added some ground cover in the form of TMTK stone. A smidge more fencing and a bit of scenery and we're done. Next week we will actually be finishing the main castle. I mean, actually. See you then.